Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Nine 837-6125. YouTube should be back up and running right now. Sorry for those technical difficulties if you were trying to watch on that end. Back up and going now. So with that being said, let's jump back into it. I'm way more confident in the Tigers right now than I am the Lions. Like I don't mean to sound the alarm bells, but we're staring down the barrel of 0-2, which means you're staring down the barrel of 0-3 because week 3 you got to go to Baltimore. And then it doesn't really get much better, man. You got Cleveland on the way, so maybe a chance to, if you can beat the Bears, maybe you got a chance to go to 2-2 by whooping on Cleveland. But then you got to play Kansas City. It's like there's just not a ton of, and then you got to play the Bengals, then Kansas City, then Tampa. There's just not a lot of room for error here, and it feels like this week 1 loss was I don't want to say detrimental to the team. Like you can always bounce back from a week 1 loss. Just look what the Bengals do every year. But that certainly wasn't what you want to see from a Lions team. And what's way more important than the actual loss itself is how bad the interior of the O-line looked. That to me was about as concerning as it can possibly get. Meanwhile, you look at this Tigers team peaking at the right time, just absolutely cooking the New York Yankees, looking to get the sweep done today. They have 23 runs so far in the series compared to the Yankees 3. They just are decimating them in basically every way you possibly can, whether it's back into the bullpen, whether it's the starters, whether it's the middle guys in the bullpen, or the bats in the box. Like this Tigers team is looking about as good as it gets. And I made the joke earlier this week, like I want the Tigers to be playing their best baseball on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because, well, there's no football on, and that's when everyone's going to be locked in a little bit more. That's certainly been the case on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week.
Does that mean you just don't care about the series this weekend against the Marlins?
No, it's not that I don't care. I'm just being honest. I won't be watching as intensely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I get that, and it obviously works out in their favor that this Yankee series, which is we've talked about, probably their most important series the remainder of the season, right? Just because even that Boston series, it's the final week of the the final series of the season. I don't really know how important that's going to be for either side as far as standings watch goes. So I would say this Yankee series is like their closest thing to a real playoff series that they have the rest of the way. I think both those
not
series.
The Sox?
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it would be Yankees over Red Sox because that final series against Boston, you just don't know if it's going to matter for either side standings-wise at that moment. Like it could, but there's a world where it doesn't. So it might not be taken as seriously for either's team. Whereas this Yankee series is very important for both sides. Tigers are fighting to stay in the top 2, whether or not they want to get the 1 or 2 seed. I don't think necessarily matters to them as much as just staying in the top 2. And then obviously the Yankees are trying to stay atop the wild card race, which currently they're starting to lose some traction in. So I think both series against Cleveland are going to be pretty fun still, just because Cleveland is still trying their best to claw back in the wild card race, and that is the Tigers' biggest rival, who they lost to in the playoffs last year. So that always is going to feel like a playoff series in September. But yeah, their true playoff test in the Yankees has gone according to plan so far, and honestly completely exceeded expectations.
Do the Tigers need to let the Yankees pick up a win here to make sure that they give them a little bit better of a chance to make the playoffs so that they can see him in the postseason?
Play him again, yeah. Well, that's what there was the debate on the broadcast with Benetti and Dan Petrie on Tuesday night when they were talking about who they want to win the series between Toronto and Houston, because would you rather the Tigers be the 1 seed, so you can you want Toronto to lose, so that you want to get the 1 seed, so you can play or have home field advantage basically throughout the playoffs, or do you want Toronto to beat Houston to separate that gap between the 2 and the 3 seed in the American League of getting the bye? Sorry, I made that very complicated.
Wait, break that down again for me. Say that again.
So it was just a debate of, from a Tigers fan perspective, do you want Houston to win or do you want Toronto to win in their current series that they're playing? Because what's more important, being a 1 or 2 seed to get the bye, or being the 1 seed over the 2 seed to get home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs?
The 1 seed. I don't. What you got to play who you got to play. At the end of the day, I'd rather have home field advantage throughout the entire course of the playoffs. And you're not getting that in
But
the
the
World
other
Series.
argument is if you want Houston to beat up on Toronto, then that means the gap between Houston and the Tigers in 2 and 3 is closer, meaning the Tigers don't actually comfortably have a bye anymore.
I mean, you expect to kind of beat up on you expected to beat up on the White Sox this weekend too. We expect to win the series against the Marlins. So like I don't know. I think you got to chase the 1 seed here. Like the answer just comes down to you want the 1 seed. You want the home field advantage in the postseason.
Yeah.
You've got Miami, you've got Cleveland, you got Atlanta, you got Cleveland again, and then you got Boston. So middle of the pack schedule in terms of how tough that is. A couple teams still fighting for playoff spots, so it's not like it's like a Pirates situation to where you're just shutting guys down already. But I don't know, man. Look, you look at the MLB standings and you look at the home records. The Tigers have a 46-29 record at home this year. That's the 1 seed I think is important, man. Like the first round bye is great.
Getting the bye. Kind of crazy.
It kind of
right?
goes hand in hand, right? Like, is there a difference?
Yeah, there's a clear difference. One of them you're playing in the wild card round, and the other one you're not.
No. When did the wild card come into play? I think
if they don't get a bye, they play in the wild card round.
Yeah, but I'm saying home field advantage. Like, you get the 1 seed, you get the home field advantage, and you don't have to play in the wild card round.
Right. I think you're kind of misinterpreting what I'm asking here, but that's all right.
What is it that you're asking?
It was just who are you rooting for in Houston or Toronto? Your answer clearly is Houston. To beat Toronto.
Yes, because I want the 1 seed.
Okay. That's fair.
Is yours not? Is that do you have a different answer?
Yeah, I would rather Houston lose so that the Tigers don't have to worry at all about not getting a bye, because getting a bye is crucially important.
Although there is all this past stuff that like the buys actually don't help you out in a way.
That's true.
But
I don't care,
and
man.
I do buy into that. Like I believe
Lions
that is a real
fans
thing.
probably feel that same way, you know.
And that's been like the case for ever since they switched to the 2 teams that get the bye in the Major League Baseball playoffs. There's been teams to upset the teams with the bye like all the time because you build momentum and winning the wild card series. You've got the taste of October baseball before the teams with the byes really get a taste of it. It's not like in football where you get a rest advantage and get healthy. Like I guess there is, but not to the degree that football is. I buy into that theory, but I also would just feel way more comfortable with the first round bye.
It'd be awesome to. I mean, imagine a Game 7 of the World Series or the American League Championship Series
in Comerica
Park. Whew, that would be awesome. I got to get to a home playoff game this year, Tigers.
Yeah,
I didn't go to one last year, and it really was not expensive to go to that Cleveland series. The games at home, so I would. I got to get down there.
I wasn't able to get to one last year during the playoffs, but I feel like, I mean, how can you not try to get down to one this season? And if I had to guess, I don't want to confirm or deny this, but if I had to guess, eventually on a Big Win Wednesday, if it all lines up, we'll be sending someone to a playoff game in Comerica Park, hopefully.
Gotta listen to the show, though.
That's right. Gotta listen to the show. We're only a few minutes away from NFL spread picks, our tradition here on Thursdays on the Ben Bosscher Show right here on 100.9 The Mitts. John Bakar is going to join us in a little bit. We're going to give him some crap about the Yankees being absolute dog water this week against the Tigers. So real excited about that. 989-837-6125. Boring floors, sad showers. Well, call Premier Tile and Stone. They're here to fix your surfaces from the snooze zone. These folks turn tile into art. Kitchens, bathrooms, backsplashes, fireplaces. If it holds still, they'll tile it beautifully. Locally owned in Midland, but their work looks like it belongs in a magazine that charges $15 an issue. Giant selection of fancy stuff, porcelain, ceramic, natural stone, and materials you probably can't even pronounce, but you will love it. Stop dreaming, start scheming. Visit the showroom and let your inner interior designer run wild. That's Premier Tile and Stone, where your floors get fabulous and your grout gets glorious. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Right here on 100.9 The Mitt. I think the final consensus here is I feel better about the Tigers. Kyle feels better about the Lions. He's not willing to jump off the Lions hype train.
I don't know if I actually feel better about the Lions. I just am not ready to crown the Tigers as I'm more confident in them, if that makes sense.
I'm all in on the Tigers being the number 1 team in Detroit. Fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
It doesn't sound like you think it's fair, though. Sounds like you're out on that opinion. That's fine.
I'm not. I don't. You can feel that way. The points that make you feel that way are valid. I understand why you feel more confident in Detroit than in the Lions and the Tigers. One thing's for certain, though, I feel more confident in Detroit than I do New York. In anything.
In anything.
Yeah. That's just me, though.
The Knicks, the Yankees, the Mets. Although the Mets,
Giants. Oh, gross. The Giants.
Although the Mets did get the best of the Tigers when they played last week. Was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, something like a week and a half ago. That was the tough part. The Mets were able to get the Tigers this year, but not the Yankees. Hold a 4-1 advantage in the season series. Took the season series for the first time since 2011 against those Yankees. Part of 2 back-to-back wins by double digits. First time in MLB history it's happened in Yankee Stadium. Bring it on, John McCarty. When we come back, it's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mid. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Hour number 3, rocking and rolling. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mid. All right, let's get the 11 o'clock hour rolling. We'll get spread picks on in a little bit, but John's going to join us early because, well, we got to talk about these last 2 games in New York. I'm sorry for your losses. That was about as brutal as it gets, man. Just 2. The Tigers are the first team in Major League Baseball history to win 2 straight games in New York, in Yankee Stadium by double digits.
Wow.
102 years. First team to do it.
Congrats on all your success, dude.
Thanks. Congrats on all of – oh, wait.
The best part, the old argument would be for a New York fan or just a team that has had more postseason experience than the Tigers. The last couple of years would be like, oh, wait for the postseason. You guys mentioned earlier, their best player doesn't come to play during the postseason. They went to the World Series last year. I get all that, but the pitching's less convincing this year. The bullpen's worse, even though they spent more money on it during the offseason. And your best player is maybe going to show up in the postseason. Maybe
Aaron
not.
Judge? No, I can. Kyle, I know you want to say something about this.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge is just definitely not showing up in the postseason,
Yeah,
right?
so
that's just
no, that's very nice.
That's a confirmation, right?
That's tough. That's tough. You guys realize you got to lose today, though, right? Or you're very un-American.
Have to.
Yeah, September 11th, man. It's New York,
Okay,
man.
Come
I
on.
mean, John,
It's a team, dude. Everyone's gonna be rooting for New York.
I don't know how you want me to respond to that.
It's a joke. The Arizona Diamondbacks took a World Series in 2001. You kidding me? The only time America was rooting for the Yankees. And the Diamondbacks were like,
What?
we've been around for 3
What's
years.
happening right now?
I'm teaching you a little baseball history.
Oh.
And the people at home listening in their cars or watching on YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, that's what happened. People are actually rooting for the Yankees then. And the Diamondbacks, great World Series. 7 games. Mariano Rivera, rare blown save in the postseason. But an epic series if you go back and watch it.
Yeah, I can just tell you I will not be rooting for the Yankees tonight. Although there was the argument Kyle and I brought up of do the Tigers out of the generosity of their hearts.
That's what I'm saying.
Let the Yankees pick up a win today.
Yeah.
Not because of what day it is, but because of we want to see you in the postseason because the Tigers own you.
Oh, you think if they don't win tonight, the Yankees will miss out on the postseason, even though
No.
they're 2.5 up in the wild card?
2.5's a lot, not a lot with 16 to go. It's just
especially when you're playing like buns lately too.
So you guys rather see the Yankees than
Yes,
every other team.
Than
Yes.
every other team. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, then the Red Sox?
Yeah.
You think the Red Sox?
Yeah, Bregman would hit 3 home runs against the Tigers, and we got to do
Okay.
that whole song and dance again.
The
That doesn't
Yankees
sound
also
fun.
have, the Red Sox also have the crochet to counter Skubal, whereas
Okay.
I feel more confident in Skubal than against anyone that the Yankees throw out. Even Max Fried, I think Fried is really great and everything, but that's kind of the one. I think just the Tigers' strengths match up better against the Yankees than they do Boston. Personally,
Okay.
So are the
The Mariners, a team with no postseason experience.
Tigers can't beat them.
The team you
the
want
Tigers
to play.
suck against the Mariners.
The
They've
team-
been terrible
the
against
team
them.
that's
this
talking
year.
about
never
the
made the
regular-
World Series.
We're talking about the regular season here. We're talking about the Yankee team that went to, and I get without Garrett Cole, but a team that won the American League last year. That's the team you want to see the most.
I think there's someone
in the
else you might be
postseason.
missing too. Well, what's his? Juan Soto. Yeah, you don't have him either
that's a good
anymore.
point.
Yes, I'd rather play the Yankees than any other team. The Mariners have kicked the Tigers' butts this season. They've got the bats to kind of counter the pitching staff. Those first 5 guys in the lineup for the Mariners, I think, is as good as it gets in the American League between Crawford and Rodriguez.
And where are they right now, Seattle? Just to check.
5 straight wins, I believe.
Where are they in the standings?
Hanging on.
Hanging on.
Yeah, they're hanging on.
Probably more of a chance that they don't make it than the Yankees in the postseason.
All I know is in the regular
right.
season,
No, it's good.
the Mariners have destroyed the Tigers.
No,
and
you're 100%
that's
right.
not something I
100%
want
right.
any part
And
of.
The Yankees just got destroyed in the regular season, but Mariners have a track record of not even getting to the postseason, blowing it at this time of year. So we'll see if they're even in it.
So, if you're rooting for the Yankees, are you hoping to play the Tigers, or is this
how tell us your Yankees feelings right now, John. You seem very
Yankees
defensive
feelings.
currently.
Well, I
Where
got
you at with the
I got to
Yanks?
be. You're going at my team. But I mean, again,
your team?
my
I
team.
feel like
even
the Dodgers
though
might have something to say about
the Loons
that.
are my team, of course. How many Yankee games have I watched? Probably less than on one hand in terms of the number. But yeah, I mean, you guys I don't want to see. I probably want to see the Mariners of all the teams, but that's just if we
Well,
were to get
I
a
don't think
privileged
that's
spot,
possible.
we're not
I
going to
don't
get
think
a
that's
privileged
possible.
spot. No, I know, but we're not going to get a privileged spot. So I mean, what is it? The Stros have the West lead. The Blue Jays.
Yeah, but no,
And you
it's
guys-
possible. It's definitely possible because the the Astros and Mariners are just a game
Yeah.
out of winning that
But-
division right now. So
Yeah, I mean, you guys I don't want to see the Blue Jays before you guys. I don't want to see the Astros before you guys. So I guess you're third best, in my opinion, in terms of who I don't want to see.
I don't understand why is this solely a New York thing that
What?
they're still the favorites in the American League? I can't really make sense of that anymore. The offense I
Have
know
you
is
checked their schedule the rest of the way?
No, but no.
I mean, that might privy them to a better playoff spot. I'd have to check it too, but I mean that goes into it. All it comes down to is seeding here, and then believing a team like the Mariners with no postseason experience, like you guys, the Tigers coming in to the Bronx in the postseason atmosphere. That's what it's all about. I mean, I think the Tigers proved themselves last year. That was evident. Going to Houston when no one gave them a chance in heck, and then winning there, and then obviously, the series with the Guardians back and forth. But yeah, that's what it's going off.
Yeah, I guess
it
the
also is
Yankees
a little bit on money.
The Yankees close pretty easy. I mean, you got to start like winning games here. But
No,
you got
of course.
Boston and then Minnesota and then Baltimore twice.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, their
Chicago.
last 11 or the last 10 games of the season are teams that are not going to care, right?
Wow, no,
The
hold your
Orioles
horses
who are
on
out
Baltimore.
and the White Sox that are really bad every year. So
Sounds
I mean,
like
that's what
perfect
they're kind
games
of
for the
banking on.
Yankees to lose.
It is. And I'll tell you, the pressure will intensify in terms of if Anthony Volpe can't swing it and the pitching bullpen just keeps imploding.
If he can't swing.
Yeah,
If he
that's like
can't swing
that's like
it.
the number one reason I want to play the Yankees, because I just want to hit the ball towards Anthony Volpe at shortstop as much as possible. Maybe he gets to bat like 4 times a game. Hopefully, put him in the leadoff spot, man. That'd be
Yeah, sure,
ideal
that's
for
what
the
they're gonna do.
Tigers.
Now they're gonna.
He-
If he
he's-
makes the roster, dude, that's how it's feeling right now.
What's
it's so
what's
bad.
your other option at shortstop?
It's so bad. It's him. I mean, but yeah,
I mean, if he makes it, he's going to be there, man. He's going to be
it's
making
calling
errors.
up George Lombard Jr. That's what it is. But no, it's gonna be him, and it's bad. Boone just giving him off days. Who's played short the last 2 days for them with Volpe out?
Volpe's played.
The last 2?
Volpe played on Tuesday.
Who played yesterday? Because I know they were giving him a day.
Who did play yesterday, Kyle? Do you know?
I'm checking.
My goodness, you guys even watch the game?
Yes, we watched the game.
Glabro.
Except I didn't watch it on Amazon
Caballero.
Prime because it was advertised on Amazon Prime.
Well,
and
the Yankees
I
have a
showed
deal
up
with
and they were
Amazon
like,
Prime.
so do the Tigers. It's like an
exclusive
add-on.
deal,
No,
like
it's like
every-
it's like an add-on. But I didn't buy it. But it said it was. I have Amazon Prime, and it was like games on Amazon Prime, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, I think that's just the Yankee market, dude.
They got to figure something out, Major League Baseball, because I kind of refuse to pay for the Bally Sports. It's just such a bad product. I love Benetti in them, but like
you mean FanDuel?
yes, everything else of that is terrible. It's also just overpriced. That's just like the reality of it.
Mm-hmm. Get local cable, dude. It's-
No, I don't think I'll ever own local
all
cable in my
all
life.
the streaming services combined are going to be the same thing. We've had this conversation
No.
before. Yeah, if you want Peacock, if you want Paramount Plus, if you want to watch all the sports that you want, it's going to come close to just paying for regular cable.
Yeah, but I'd rather
But-
just stream everything so I can watch it on my phone. Like if
Illegally?
I'm not, if I'm
Oh.
just not in the house.
So how do you watch Tiger games now if you don't pay for FanDuel?
I listen to Dickerson a lot.
Really? You were listening
and
last
I
night. You were
illegally
listening.
stream them.
Last night you were listening to Dan Dickerson call the game. No
Yeah,
chance.
with
Really?
with an illegal stream running in the background.
Oh, he had to call for FanDuel.
No,
Oh.
no,
Okay.
I was listening to Dan Dickerson, but I pulled up the illegal. But it
Gotcha.
runs out once and it like lags, so I just have it on as like a extra visual, not always dialed in. But I'm listening to Dan Dickerson. all the
Really?
time.
All right. I didn't realize that's how you you.
I like Dan Dickerson. He's just iconic, you know? Reminds me of watching
is.
it when I was a kid.
There you go.
989-837-6125. We'll do our NFL spread picks when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. I'm looking at golf this weekend. It feels like we're running out of golf opportunities with it kind of getting cold. But it's nice this
I
week.
know John been wanting to go too.
I know. He
Big
wants-
golf guy.
He wants to go to Sandy Ridge. Tee up at Sandy Ridge, Midland's hidden gem where every round feels like a little bit of a getaway. Now featuring a brand new clubhouse, part lounge, part hangout, and all class. Perfect for cooling down or talking smack after 18. Smooth greens, scenic fairways, and enough birdies to make all of your buddies jealous. Whether you're a weekend warrior or just there for the vibes, Sandy Ridge brings the game and the chill. Book a tee time and plan your outing, or just stop by and pretend that you know how to read a green. Sandy Ridge Golf Course, the hidden gem that's way too good to stay a secret. Spread picks when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
NFL spread picks, they're back. It's Thursday. You know the tradition. Got to get things rocking and rolling. Two of us off to a good start. One of us not so much. Let's do our NFL spread picks.
This is like the trap line of the week. Why is it only 3.5? That's way too sus for me.
They're going to beat Jacksonville by a touchdown. I don't care if they have to go overseas to do it.
This is like disgusting football, and I want no part of it.
NFL against the spread.
After being crowned the 2024 Spread Picks champions, your boy's off to a hot start. 5-2. Kyle goes 5-1. John only wants to play 5 games, and he goes 1-4.
Yeah,
Tough start.
It was. Listen, 2 of them I'd bet again. Cincinnati minus 5.5. They won, but Cleveland was tough with them. And then that Tennessee game, man. Oh, that was a heartbreaker.
I can't believe either of you
7.5.
wagered money on that.
7.5.
Also, what?
And they won by 8. Now, if you bet them on the day of, you made money because the line closed 9.5.
That's
but
why I waited
if
to
you
put
bet
the
it on
spreads in
Thursday-
this week. Why did Sean Payton have Bo Nix throw the ball 40 times? That just doesn't seem like the recipe to win. I honestly think he was like, we're going to beat
But
this.
they did win.
I know, but barely. barely.
They also covered the spread, too.
I know, but they looked terrible for
Barely.
the. Bo Nix was the worst graded out quarterback last week, only quarterback behind Jared Goff. So I wonder if he was just like, and now we're jumping into a game from last week instead of this week. I wonder if he was like, we're going to beat this Titans team no matter what. Our defense is good enough to beat Cam Ward. Hey, Bo Nix, you have to throw the ball 40 times today. Get used to it.
Russell Wilson had a better grade than Bo Nix and PFF. Yeah, it's a fake website. All right, let's keep going.
You clearly didn't watch the the Broncos game.
Dude, they won.
Yes, they did.
Giants did score a touchdown. How the heck is that possible?
That's a good point.
Boy, Russ.
Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. We let them cook for 6 points. Great. You know they're the first team, before we get into this week, first team since the 1940-42 Detroit Lions to not score a touchdown in 3 straight season openers? You know how impossibly hard that is?
That can't be right.
That's what Sunday Night Football said last week in the pregame.
Really?
Yeah.
3
No
straight
touchdown, 3
open-
straight season openers.
Is that crazier?
What am I watching?
Is that crazier than the Bears not going on a single opening drive touchdown the entirety of 2024? That was a crazy pull from Sunday night.
Or is the fact that the
Or Monday
Yankees
night.
getting beat
Oh
by
my
10 plus in back-to-back games is the first time ever?
Let's get going.
Foul from the top rope.
Thursday night tonight, football back. Makes the weeks go by so fast when Tuesdays and Wednesdays are no football because the weekend extends into Monday and then it starts on Thursday with NFL games. That's how I look at it. Commanders at the Packers. Packers favored by 3.5. I told Kyle earlier today, I feel like this would be 1.5 or 2.5 before the season started, and everyone jumped onto the Packers Super Bowl train. I think the line is skewed a little bit now at the 3.5, so I'm out on this one.
Yeah, I'm out as well. I think Kyle might be in, though.
What do you mean?
Well, we were talking at the community center yesterday about you being a little intrigued by this game.
Oh, you're right. We were a little inside information there. No, I actually am out on this
Oh.
still. Hey, sorry to let the people down. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, this is just your classic. Everyone loves the Packers. They're all of a sudden the favorites in the NFC right behind the Eagles. Everyone loves Green Bay. A classic early season loss following that. But I still didn't do it because I also figured the public would be backing Green Bay, and it's like a perfect 50-50 split. So that kind of went against my opinion, so I just decided to lay off.
I also think the Packers defense isn't as awesome as they looked on Sunday. It was just the Lions couldn't compute how to block people. So I think it was more so a Lions thing. All right, we're all out on that one. 1 o'clock slate. The New York Football Giants taking on the Cowboys 5.5. Look, the Giants, if there's one thing that they did well last Sunday, they got after the quarterback, whether it was Thibodeau or Abdul Carter or Brian Burns. All of them registered more than one pressure. So they were good in that department. The problem is Dallas has one of the best pass blocking offensive lines in football. I think Dallas is kind of underrated, and I think this line represents that. 5.5. It's just a lot of points, so I'm good on this one.
John,
I
your
mean,
Giants?
Yeah, no conviction from me saying that they're, the Giants are even going to compete in this one. I didn't pick Dallas just because I like to keep it a 5 picks, and now that I'm in a hole, I'm not going to overextend myself, especially betting on the Cowboys. But, yeah, the Giants haven't won in Dallas since Eli was there.
Is that a real what?
Yeah. What? Have you, like, all these nuggets
that
are
was
surprising.
that was so casual.
It's
Yeah.
true.
It's so long ago.
The Cowboys own us. Like, it's not even, even on their down years, like last year, destroyed us both times. So, yeah, I'm, like, I'll probably regret this later in the season when, like, I should just, hit my layups and bet against the Giants every week, and probably will get into a theme of doing that, but for right now, I'm going to stay away.
Kyle?
Give me the Giants, baby.
Oh,
I'm
my
taking the
God.
Giants plus 5.5. Look, this is a classic scenario of, do I have any logic of how the Giants are going to beat the Cowboys? No. My logic here is 91% of the bets are on the Cowboys spread.
Oh, my God.
That is absurd numbers. 91% is on Cowboys minus 5.5. Give me the Giants all day. Fade the public here. Like I said, do I feel good about New York? Of course not. Why would I? But I don't feel like extremely great about Dallas either. I think everyone's kind of thinking that their week 1 against Philly was all of a sudden this miraculous, like, oh, the Cowboys might actually be good. No, they still lost. I don't think they're going to be tremendous or anything. Give me the Giants plus 5.5.
I like the Cowboys' offense this year. All right.
Man,
Kyle's on the
sure.
board.
0-1 to start the week, Kyle.
Put
Nice
in
job.
Jackson Dart.
Well, if they put in Dart, you might have a shot.
They're not going to put in Dart.
Second half.
Seattle. No, because then he has to start next week, and your guys' schedule is brutal.
Who they play next week?
You really want me to pull this up?
Yeah.
Hold on. I saw the it's okay. It's Chiefs, Chargers, and then you play the Saints. That's when you put in
Dude,
Dart.
debut him on Sunday Night Football, dude. Pull
Oh
a
my
J.J.
God.
McCarthy with the Vikings. on
Next
now.
game, Seahawks at Steelers. Steelers favored by 3. I'm not buying any Steelers stock. I don't believe in this. Sell it if anything. But the Seahawks showed literally nothing on Sunday that was like, oh, you guys are going to be a frisky team this year, so I'm out.
Yeah, I think Rodgers was more motivated by the team opposite him, and I think it was more of a mirage than anything else. Maybe playing on the last adrenaline he has, so I'm going to stay away from Steelers and Hawks.
I'm also out. I just don't really like either of these teams, really.
No.
What probably will happen is the Seahawks will cover and the Steelers will win, which is exactly what happened against the Jets. But I'm still just not going to bank on that, so I will pass as well.
All right, Rams, 5.5-point favorites against the Titans. Rams only put up 16 points last week against Houston. I think that's way more of a testament to how good Houston's defense is. Like, legitimately, I think could finish as the best defense in the NFL between those two pass rushers, into Neil Hunter and Will Anderson, and that cornerback duo in Lassiter. What's his name? Stingley. So if that defense is that special, I think even though the Titans, they're not the worst defense in the league, they're a little frisky, but they're nothing compared to a Sean McVay, healthy Matthew Stafford, and those two weapons in Nakua and Devontae Adams. I think the Rams run up the score. I don't think the Titans are capable of hanging in there with them. Rams defense looked pretty good too. Jared Verse looked like an animal out there, so I'm taking the Rams to cover the 5.5 on the road.
Yeah, the one thing I learned from Tennessee's Week 1 performance is that Cam Ward showed flashes, which is good for Tennessee, right? Get that market elevated again, but also that he can't handle a pass rush. The Rams did a good job of getting to Stroud in that low-scoring game, and I think the Rams pass rush, mixed with what you said of the fact that they have all these weapons, I think it's going to be a blowout. So I'm tailing you with Rams minus 5.5.
Versus an animal.
Yeah.
Kyle?
We did this last week where all three of us took a Raiders pick and it all smashed.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing it this week.
Yeah, don't tease us
I'm just
like that.
I'm just a little like, it's what a tough spot for Cam Ward, by the way, to start the season. You got to go against Denver and then against this Rams defense. I just kind of liked other picks more. Not that I'm against. Like, your guys' logic totally makes sense. I just didn't want to pick too many picks, and I liked the other ones more.
I might take alt spread on this in real life. Like, bet them to win by double digits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next game, Bills, 6-point favorites on the road against the Jets. Look, I feel like I've fallen into this trap before. I feel like everyone has. Justin Fields looks good week 1. What's going on? Whether or not this is here to stick around, who knows? We've done this song and dance way too many times for me to feel any sort of way about Fields and the Jets, so I'm staying away.
Yeah, it's Buffalo. We saw what they did on Sunday night, and line's 6 just because of how the Jets played in that week 1. But, yeah, I don't really have a gauge on the Jets. I'm going to stay away.
Yeah, no. These NFC East games, when it's like good versus bad team, I just like staying away from these at all times because the line is always pretty large, and then it's still a division game at the end of the day. Sometimes end up playing close. Sometimes they're going to blow them out. I have no idea. I'm staying away.
All right, let's do the next one. Patriots on the road taking on the Dolphins, who are somehow favored. Dolphins favored? Did Vegas not see what happened to the Dolphins last week?
No, Vegas saw what the Raiders did to the Patriots last week.
In Vegas.
In Vegas. Yeah, they only had to look out their window.
Look, I thought Drake May was pretty disappointing as like a big Drake May fan. I was a fan of his rookie season. I thought we were going to really see a breakout. He didn't look good in game number 1. That's fine. Here's a chance to right the ship against this Miami team where it feels like the players don't even want to be there. I think somehow the culture in the locker room has been lost before the season has even started here. I will be continuing to bet against them. There's just one of those teams. It's like, I'll just bet against them every week until proven wrong.
I'm out.
So I'm taking New England.
Okay.
I'm doing something dumb here, boys.
Oh my God,
I'm
no
doing
way.
something
Dolphins,
stupid.
Didn't you do this last week?
Dolphins minus 1.5, maybe.
That's insane.
No, I bet Miami last
Give
week.
me the
That's
Dolphins.
insane.
Look, this is a classic example of everyone is out on Miami. Everyone and their mother and their grandmother, their grandchild, they all are on the same boat of, the Miami, it's a mess over there.
Can't wait for Tyreek Hill to retire at halftime.
And are we just forgetting that the Patriots looked like garbage against the Raiders last week? Like, just because the Patriots were everyone's preseason, like, they're a sneaky team, they could get into the playoffs. They played terrible against a team that's just as good as the Colts. And Miami also played terrible.
I like the Raiders, man.
Everybody's betting on New England. Over 70% of the spread is on the Patriots. Miami's at home. I just think this is one of those games that you're writing off Miami too early. Miami wins this game.
Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe because their quarterback had 4 turnovers, looked like the worst guy in the league. They had no chemistry. Tyreek Hill was complaining on the sidelines.
It's fine, dude. We'll talk about it on Monday.
Mike McDaniel might be fired after this week, I think.
Well, I'll just say this in the YouTube comments. If you have grandchildren that have been talking up the Dolphins, please let us know in the comments. That was a great line. Everyone and their grandchildren.
Everyone's out on Miami. Let's not too fast.
I'm going to focus on that game. House divided between Ben and Kyle. Man.
Against the 2 good spread pickers, too. That's
yeah,
crazy.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah,
no one cares about my picks, this week after that rough start.
Yeah, 1-4, by the way.
It's all right. I'm going to reverse the course. 4-1 this week. I could feel it in my bones.
Jaguars at the Bengals. Bengals 3.5-point favorites after looking also like dog crap this weekend against the Browns. So are we in on this Jaguars team, fellas?
Yes, we are. Me and Kyle going head-to-head. I'm going with Cincinnati here. Yeah, I'm betting them back-to-back, even though they didn't cover for me last week.
Uninspiring football.
It was uninspiring football, but it's also, again, a Week 1 victory, which the Bengals never get against a team that the Bengals, for some reason, always struggle with, especially in Cleveland. It's just what it is. Burrow's now at home. He's going to see Travis Hunter, who I love. Got him in fantasy. But Hunter is going to get more cornerback reps. With Jamar Chase coming at him.
They already said that?
T. Higgins coming at him.
They
Come
did
on
say that?
now.
Yeah, they did.
Come on now. This is going to be freaking air raid 40 points for Cincinnati, and I don't think Jacksonville is going to keep up. I liked what they did, but it was against the Panthers. There was a delay thrown in there.
Those are weird
Cincinnati
games.
minus, Cincinnati, you can't really value it. And it might be unfair to Jacksonville and might be unfair to Carolina. But, yeah, I'm going to ride Cincinnati minus 3.5. And think they win by at least a touchdown in what should be a shootout. And can Jacksonville keep up, Kyle? You saying they can?
Look, if there's anything that is a guaranteed infinite money glitch as far as NFL gambling goes, it is betting against the Cincinnati Bengals in the first 3 weeks of the season. They have covered the spread 1 time in the last 3 years in the first 3 weeks. This team just is I did it last week. Everyone gave me crap for betting on the Browns over the Bengals. Not only did the Browns easily cover, they actually should have won the football game outright if it wasn't for their kicker missing a 30-yarder.
Yeah, they've been saying that for 25 years, but all right.
But they still covered nonetheless. All I picked was the cover. Got that right. Why would I just zag on here and just go against Jacksonville covered in week 1? I had that one against Carolina. Like you said, I think it was a weird game, and I think honestly it benefited Carolina better than it did Jacksonville. Whereas the Jags could have ran it up even more on them if there wasn't sketchy weather. There's no way this Jags team doesn't score over 30 points this week. Like it is
since he's going to score 40.
Jacksonville
awesome.
is going to at least run it up on them. Cincinnati will probably score a little bit too, but the Jags at least cover for sure. But they probably win outright.
Talking about Jacksonville running up scores.
Starting 2-0.
I don't know about that.
Come on now.
Bengals starting 2-0 would be actually unheard of. Exactly. So I might just go Jags outright here.
I can't get over they said they would want to play Travis Hunter more in this game.
More on corner, more defensively. He only played 6 snaps.
I know, and I think this is the week. Like, why would you put him out there? He's a slimmer guy. going up against, like, Jamar Chase would face plant him into the dirt if he caught a ball. And
I love Hunter.
I'm the biggest Travis Hunter
Yeah.
fan you'll ever meet. If Jamar Chase catches the ball with Travis Hunter near him, he's going to stiff arm him into the planet.
That
All right.
beautiful Ohio grass.
I can't wait to hear this, Ben. You've been talking up Mac Jones. I don't know what's
Yeah,
what's
well,
the
yeah.
word
What
here.
is this?
Let's
I'm
just go at it,
San
man.
Francisco 3-point favorites against the Saints. I love this game so much. If we had like a lock where I could put multiple bets, I would. I'm going to be smashing the 49ers in this game. You're telling me I get an extra 3.5 points. It opened at 6.5. When the Mac Jones news came out, or really the Brock Purdy news that he wouldn't be playing, it dropped all the way down to 3. You're telling me the guy that Kyle Shanahan wanted the whole time finally gets to run his system? This is like the most, if you're a struggling quarterback and have failed to really find your footing in the NFL, you go to a Kyle Shanahan system. We've seen this time and time again. Sam Darnold, the perfect example of it last year. And now we get Mac Jones, who Kyle Shanahan's just been begging to be a 49er for 5 years now. Here's my hot take. Not only do the Niners cover against the worst team in the league, no one should be favored by anything less than 5.5 points against the Saints. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is. If you're playing the Saints, you should be favored by at least a touchdown. You're telling me I get Mac Jones, I'll take the 3.5, and the 49ers offense outperforms itself from last week. Mac Jones, we're all of a sudden hyping up Mac Jones on Sunday. Not us, but there's going to be some people talking about Mac Jones on Sunday, whether he's back and maybe better than Brock Purdy when it comes to what their money is worth. When it comes to what their money's worth, right? And I'm not saying he's just straight up better than Brock Purdy, but in terms of the value, now that Brock Purdy's been paid, Mac Jones making dirt cheap money, I'm just saying.
Kyle, you think he's been listening to too much Bill Simmons or what?
I mean, it's funny because he could have just picked the 49ers -3 without making all of these outrageous
without these
claims.
proclamations.
He didn't really need to do any of that. But it's good stuff. This is the ultimate stay away game, obviously. Why would you bet? Why would you bet
100%.
on Mac Jones versus New Orleans? It's just
Desmond
way.
Ridder,
You guys are
Mac
crazy.
Jones,
They're going to win
week
by
2,
double
baby.
digit. This is another alt spread. I can't believe it's only 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, these alt spreads. You should put on the graphic the alt spreads too that you bet,
Crazy
just for the
stuff.
people. It won't count in the game, but like just because I'm interested at least.
Browns at Ravens, biggest spread of the week, 11.5.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was possible to see spreads this large week 2, but here we are. Anybody playing?
Nope.
Well, yeah, everyone's scared of Baltimore. I mean, you guys are already talking about, and First Take was just talking about it. Man, Lions lose this week, panic mode, because you guys give yourself no shot against the Ravens. So the Browns have a shot in Baltimore? No, they don't. They're going to lose by double digits. They're going to lose by 11.5 at least. I saw what the Ravens did on Sunday. Maybe the motivation factor isn't there the same it was for Buffalo, obviously, so you could think maybe about a letdown game following. But Cleveland's booty, okay? And the Ravens are going to come, and
Should be one of
they're going to win.
They're
going to win by double digits.
This says backdoor cover written all over it. I'm staying away.
No way. The kicker
Yeah, it's a
can't make
stay
a
away
kick.
for me. I could see it, but I'm good. Like,
Yeah, I'm hitting my layups.
It's
I'm hitting
weird.
my layups.
It's too weird for me. I'm out.
Garbage time touchdown ruins this spread.
From who? Exactly.
Jerry
Sampson,
Judy.
Harold
Oh,
Fannin,
wow.
Mac
Yeah,
Legend.
Harold Fannin.
Is that where'd he go, Kyle?
Bowling Green.
Wow.
Played at CMU last year.
Okay.
Led all of NCAA in receiving yards last year as a tight end. Pretty crazy.
Chicago at Detroit. Lions favored by 6.5. That's a lot, guys.
I don't like
I've
this,
got
man.
Chicago.
Well, this is the best part. When Kyle, you mentioned earlier, like, oh, what if we all three agree in terms of the Rams, and you obviously stayed away from that. I was going to say, oh, we're all in agreement on this Lions-Bears game, and I was looking for the reasons to bet Detroit because I figured
too.
you guys, just based on
I
the
have
show
none.
this week, we're going to go Chicago plus 6.5, and that's what we're all going to go. Yeah, I think the Bears keep it close. The only reason, like, the Lions are the better team. They're going to win this game.
I agree.
But Ben Johnson's going to have every trick up his sleeve possible. They talked about on Sunday Night Football how the playbook wasn't as in-depth for that game. That maybe it should have been based on how it went, especially towards the tail end. But he's going to throw everything he can at this game. This is his Super Bowl. And it is really demeaning to Ben Johnson. This is his Super Bowl.
And they don't want to start 0-2 either.
And they don't. And there's motivation there. I still think they start 0-2, but I think it's a very close game that comes down to the wire, and hopefully is a field goal win for the Lions just from our sake because we're betting Chicago plus 6.5.
I agree with everything he said. You got anything else to add?
I mean, the last 2 home starts against Chicago, the last 2 seasons, they've played the first game against them at home, haven't won by more than 6 either time. It's been close each time. They've won both games, but I think it's just a third straight season of it happening, unfortunately.
Okay, but we all have a Lions win.
Yeah, I think Lions win.
Narrow margin for both things to be right. All right, next game. Broncos in Indianapolis. Favored by only 2.5 against this frisky Daniel Jones-led Colts team. You're in?
Yeah, I'm in on the Broncos, man. I bet on them last week to cover by 7.5 against Tennessee. They barely did it. We're not actually thinking this Colts thing is real, right?
No, but
Right?
I also think Sean Payton might just still be messing around doing experimental
We're not thinking
football.
this is real with the Colts. I'm completely out on that. Look, Daniel Jones can
Defense is
dice
kinda
up.
good.
He can dice up the 8th graders that are playing in the Dolphins secondary, but when you actually have Pat Surtain and maybe the best defense in the league going up against Indianapolis, this has got Denver by a touchdown all over it. So 2.5, that's easy.
Kyle, very bold. He's picking that Miami team that has 8th graders in their secondary against New England. But all right.
Indeed.
One thing with this game, by the way, you know how you get texts from your friends that aren't maybe fans of like the Lions just when they're doing bad? Like I'm sure you guys got texts last week with Detroit. I got texts from people about Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. Like, hey, that's my ex. Don't text me about my ex, especially when he's having success in week 1.
Oh,
but I got so many texts. Dude, Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Because I defended that guy for so long, and I've seen the mirage of a week 1 opener for him, so I don't think it's real, but I'm staying away.
I don't think it's going to be like that, but I do think the Colts team is a little frisky. Not as frisky as some
Just
other
pick them to make the
AFC
playoffs,
team.
dude. Pick them to make the
No.
playoffs. Come on.
That spot belongs to the Raiders. Prime time, not prime time, but 4:30 game, CBS. Eagles, Super Bowl rematch, taking on the Chiefs. Chiefs dogs in Arrowhead, ladies and gents. Dogs in Arrowhead. That doesn't happen. 1.5 for the Eagles. Ultimate stay away.
Yeah. 100%.
I'll probably wake up and bet Patrick Mahomes because I love him, but I'm not picking it for my picks.
Stay away. How about count me in, baby?
Oh, man.
This is my final pick of the week. Decided to go with 6 picks.
Wow.
The Chiefs starting 0-2. Are we serious? Are we serious? And it's a Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles didn't look tremendous in week 1 against Dallas or anything.
They didn't have their best player on defense.
The Chiefs are starting 0-2? Yeah, right. Not in the National Football League that I know. Chiefs plus 1.5. Lock it up.
Not in my
I'm
Swift
scared for
NFL.
Kansas City, man. That Eagles, I think, are the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm. I'm staying away.
Okay. You skipped one, by the way, Ben.
What'd I skip? Oh,
What are your picks?
Panthers at
Yeah.
Cardinals. I'm just continuing to bet against. This is exactly the spread from last week with when they were playing New Orleans, Arizona, and they ended up covering that. It wasn't pretty the whole time, but it was enough to cover. Same thing against Carolina. This is an uninspiring football team. They don't really look like they have an identity. Neither does Arizona, but I think they're able to win by a touchdown against maybe the league's worst team in Carolina. Those are all my picks for the week. Let's go through, see if you guys have any. Sunday night, Falcons at Vikings. Vikings favored by 3.5, getting the respect. You in?
I'm not.
No thanks.
Okay.
I was tempted to go Minnesota, though.
2 Monday night games, 7 and 10 o'clock. Ridiculous. 2 really awesome games, though. Like, I shouldn't stay up for a whole 3 hours starting at 10, but how can I not
Chargers
watch?
Raiders is so good,
It's
man.
so good. Both of
It's
these
so
games are
good.
so good. Bucks at Texans. Texans favored by 2.5. I love both of these teams a lot more than consensus. I'm staying away.
Yeah, I'm out.
Me too.
And then the final game, I like both these teams a lot too. I really think the Raiders have a chance to be a team that's competing for a postseason spot. Their offense, I think, is legit. Chargers favored by 3 in Vegas, taking on the Raiders. I also think Justin Herbert, this might finally be the year he breaks out as one of the 5 best QBs in the NFL. So I'm staying away.
I'm staying away because this is one of those games that I just want to watch rather than be in on it. So I'm out.
I am in.
Wow.
Give me the Chargers. They impressed me on extra rest coming from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Got their tan, too, and then come back to L.A. and get to play in that beautiful dome. They're going to play the Raiders in a dome, too. I was impressed with Hampton. I was impressed with Herbert, like you said. I was impressed with Hampton. You weren't?
No.
Why were you not impressed with Hampton?
Like 40 yards.
That's not true.
Chiefs defense.
Yeah, he had a couple great runs, especially in that first half.
None longer than 14
That's
yards.
good. He did have a 12-yard run, though. I was monitoring it just because of your good old lock. But, yeah, I think the Chargers get another division win here, start 2-0. I like what I've seen from them. Great secondary, too. I think Geno's going to have a rougher time than he did against the Patriots. And I'm going to pick L.A. -3 as my final pick. Go Chargers, go!
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kyle's got 6 this week. I've got 5. Again, to go over the rules. You got to play the Lions. You got to have at least 5 picks. You can have as many as you desire.
Man, no one picking the Lions.
I know. I hate that we're all, because last week we were all in on the Lions to cover. None of us hit. It was my only loss of the week. I don't love that we're all doing the same thing again.
Well, how about we all pick up a win this week on it?
That'd be cool too, right? Why not?
Hopefully, John has more than one win this week.
That's not nice. But
what do you mean? I'm hoping you have more than one win. I'm trying to be nice to you. I'm hoping that your picks go better this week.
Imagine 1-9 though after the first 2 weeks.
Ugh.
Sounds like a Tigers for
think
Yankees
I'm going,
score.
Think I'm going 0-5.
Kyle, on the other hand, I hope he loses all his picks.
Wow.
Okay.
Because we're competing at the top. I got to throw a bone to John. He's sitting there in last place.
Wow.
In last place.
Wow. I don't appreciate being talked down to. But
what do you? I want your picks to do well this week, John. I want you to have more than one win.
Yeah, getting backhands.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Picking the Ravens minus 11.5. That should be the spread for the Tigers-Yankees game.
And on that note,
bump it up, Kyle. You could do that. Bump it up. Alt spread. Do it. I dare you.
Those are our NFL spread picks for the day. Thanks for listening, everyone. We will have that graphic out shortly. Give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram. It'll be posted everywhere. You guys can follow along with the picks, follow along all season. We'll do that every Thursday when John joins the show with us. We've got 2 other traditions to close out every show. We'll hit those when we come back. Ben Bosscher Show, 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm here with Matt Smith with Modern Real
Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Two traditions to close out every single show. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on 100.9 The Mid. First up, it is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, our Lock of the Day. We are going to the Thursday Night Football game. I told you I didn't have a play in the spread picks, but I do have a play in the game. I'm taking the Commanders over today, man. I kind of explained it in the spread picks. I think this Packers defense is good. I don't think they're as good as they looked on Sunday. I think that was more so an offensive line issue for the Lions than it was wow, look at Green Bay's run defense. It's so good. It's good. I don't think it's special. And I think Jaden Daniels on a short week is able to just kind of torch him up. I was thinking Jaden Daniel rushing props just because Micah's going to be coming after him, and then I think he's just going to bolt off. But either way, I think they're scoring more than 21 points tonight. So I've got the Commanders scoring 21 against this Packers defense that I think is just a tad overrated after week 1.
Yeah, over 21 points, that is.
What did I say under?
You said just scoring 21 points.
Yeah, so they got to score 22.
That would imply it's the under, yeah. I actually like this pick. We kind of talked about it in the spread picks a little bit. I just think I like the Commanders a little bit more tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it enough, or at least confident enough to put it in my spread picks. But I think I like this play. Even if Green Bay does win, I think it's going to be a little bit more high scoring than it was last week in the Lions-Packers game. So I like this pick. I think I'm going to tail this today. I'm a fan of it.
Need a win. 2 straight losses.
Yeah, it really is complimenting your kind of idea that you just can only hit football bets, right? You do really good over the weekend. You even hit Monday night's game, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, baseball bets just.
I'm convinced betting on baseball is just dumb. Like, it's 162 games of the year. It's like weird stuff's just going to happen. It's impossible to predict on a game-to-game basis. When there's only 17 games, it's kind of you have a better idea of like this is probably what's going to happen.
See if you can get back on track today. You just did sneak under in the month of September for the first time. You're just 0.2 units down. So you can get back up today, hopefully, and continue to have a good week, hopefully.
Okay, that is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, our other tradition, guessing what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. I don't know, man. You think it's sports related today?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like genuinely, do you? Probably is, but I wouldn't be shocked
it's a
if it
sports
wasn't.
show at the end of the day. That's a good question, actually. I guess I didn't really consider that when I was trying to think about what he was going to do.
There could be like a grand scheme.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Colin's a pretty notable figure, and I think people of his stature kind of have to give some sort of statement when things like this happen in the country. So potentially, today is I got to get the episode today. I think it is your turn to pick today. If I'm not, no, it's my turn today. Okay, I probably won't lean that direction, but I also don't know what the sports lead is today. That's kind of the thing that I'm a little bit confused about. So maybe it is that. I don't know. There's a little bit more of this Tyreek Hill Dolphin stuff coming out as it's continued. Maybe it's a almighty Miami Dolphins L, like you've kind of been talking about, and we all have. Something like along those lines. What was yesterday's lead again? I'm trying to remember.
It was that weird thing about the quarterbacks and J.J. McCarthy, how it's not about being the number one pick or number one recruit. It's about the situation you go to, which was
McCarthy
good.
Going into good situations. Caleb Williams not.
I just didn't. It was a really good open. Like I liked all the points he was making. I just
it was just
the plane never landed.
You're never guessing it either. Like that's never going to be something that gets guessed.
Well, but also the plane never landed. Like I thought he was going to tie back to Caleb Williams and be like, and that's why he's going to suck. But that never actually happened.
He did end up bringing Caleb Williams at one point, but it was literally just to compare him to J.J. McCarthy. So
I think if the only way someone would have won if they said J.J.
Yeah, it was definitely J.J. centric, which is kind of crazy because he basically did back-to-back JJ leads.
Everybody likes JJ.
I guess so. So it's still 16-12. You lead. I think I figured out what I'm going to go with tonight's game, because you expect tomorrow to be some sort of whatever happens in tonight's game. But I think he leans into the Micah Parsons stuff a little bit more today. That's what I'm going to go with. Just a Micah Parsons-centric lead, just about his role in Green Bay and how much he can really elevate this team as being one of the better teams in the NFC, going up against a team that went to the NFC Championship last year tonight. So that'll be my pick, Micah Parsons.
I want Mac Jones and the 49ers
Oh, I
as
forgot
the
about
lead.
that.
Now that Mac Jones has officially been named the starter for this week and Kittle's out, I want his opinions on Mac Jones and the 49ers. And I think they maybe are going to align with mine that this team's actually not going to be any worse with Mac. Now, they'll be worse with no George Kittle, but Mac Jones running the offense
He's
and
been
Brock
out
Purdy.
on Purdy, though, and out of nowhere, he's just going to love Mac Jones.
That's what I'm saying. He's out on
No,
he's not out on Brock Purdy. He's out on Brock Purdy making $45 million or whatever
Which
the
I
number
think
is.
most people probably are.
And I think he leans into exactly what I've been saying of like Mac Jones, Brock Purdy, not all that different if they're in the Kyle Shanahan system. Now, I think Purdy's more athletic and can extend the plays a little bit better, but like in terms of the on-script, do what your coach tells you to do, I don't know why Mac Jones can't just operate the 49ers system the exact way Kyle Shanahan has always wanted him to, dating all the way back to the 2018 draft when that's who he wanted to pick all along. But remember, John Lynch, the GM, wanted Trey Lance, and they traded up to take Trey Lance. Where's he now? He's not with the Cowboys.
Trey Lance, Chargers.
Chargers, yeah. They played in the preseason. Yeah. I think this is a Mac Jones 49ers
Man, picking between
open.
Trey Lance or Mac Jones. God, that's a tough pick, man.
Yeah, no,
Just funny how that worked out for them. I guess it did. They went to a Super Bowl, so I guess I guess it didn't really harm them that much. But
no, not really.
yeah, it's a good one. I kind of thought about picking that yesterday. Just kind of a grand scheme 49ers season from hell part 2 happening.
Oh, opposite.
But it's McCaffrey's still healthy, so at least they still got that going for him. Over under week 6.5, McCaffrey injured. I mean, it's just gonna happen with everyone else being hurt, right? There's no way.
Yeah, they're gonna have to utilize him.
There's no way he's the one guy that stays healthy out of all of them. You know,
they can't lean into like we're gonna overutilize him now that Kittle's out.
I mean,
you can't afford to do it.
They did that week 1 though. Like
overused him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not overused him, but they just gave him a ton of touches, which I would do the same thing. But now that Purdy's out, I mean, you're gonna see something crazy from McCaffrey.
Maybe a sell Christian McCaffrey after this week in fantasy.
I texted my buddy who has McCaffrey in our league, like, so when are you trading McCaffrey? Because now's the best time to do it, right? I don't know, though.
I think it's after this week.
What if he gets hurt this week? You're right. It's probably after this week, though.
All right. That's going to do it for us today. Once again, I want to just kind of touch on this before we close. A lot of crazy stuff going on right now. I hope we can serve as a distraction to that and just escape from all the craziness and have some normality back in your lives for 3 hours from 9 to noon every day. I'm not going to give you any of my opinions on anything. I don't think anyone cares enough. We're here to give sports opinions. So hopefully we can serve that to the Great Lakes Bay region and everyone watching on YouTube as well. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Appreciate everyone listening. Like and subscribe if you haven't on YouTube already. Ben Bosscher Show, live on 100.9